So today I was listening to NPR when I was doing a Target run, and there was this doctor, and he was talking to this rabbi. So go to NPR and listen to his story. I'm sure you can catch it online or something. I'm sure they have a replay or something. And there's one point where he's talking about his problems with the rabbi, and he's talking about his family problems, and he's talking about his mom dying and um, his mom dying. His son is having trouble with algebra, and he's just pouring his heart out to this rabbi. And she goes, "Have you thought about praying?" Not in the religious sense, but just praying for assistance. And he's just like, "Oh, I don't want to do that. Plus, I'd be taking up the line. I would be taking up space. Someone else with bigger problems could be asking for help. And then I would be, who am I to ask for help? Who am I to bother someone else? Who am I to stand in line and take up bandwidth and take up energy?" And I thought this for a long time. I thought about, why would I pray about passing a test? Why would I pray about stuff that doesn't seem really big? Because it seems like there's bigger problems out there. There's hunger. There's people in poverty. There's people that don't have a home to live. They're homeless. There's so many bigger issues. And here I am, my measly old problem. Hey, Jennifer. My measly old problem of thinking, okay, well, I'm not going to pray about a problem I have because it seems so little and minute compared to someone else's bigger problems. Hey, DJ Lai, and hey, Fitness 9. And so I was thinking, do a lot of us think that? Like we think we're unworthy, we think one, maybe we're atheists, right? We don't believe in God or the multiverse. Or maybe we think our problems aren't that big, so we shouldn't be bothering anybody about it. Or we think we're unworthy. And over the years, I've kind of conflated everything. I've conflated the idea that you have the multiverse within you. You have the universe within you. You have the God source within you. You are divine. So whether you're praying to a bigger consciousness, you can call that structure God, you can call it the multiverse, you can call it your highest self. When you are praying, and if you think of energy as not something that's finite, right? And either you're praying to your highest self, to your God source within you, to the multiverse within you, or you're praying to the heavens. You feel like you look out to the sky and you're asking for God or the multiverse for guidance. Whether you think of it as something that exists within you, without you, it doesn't matter. What matters is you meditated on it. You actually put aside some time and some energy to think about, to focus on the thing that is going on in your life, the challenge that you're facing, the struggle that you're dealing with. And it's over the years, I think there's no problem too small. There's no soul unworthy. There's no someone that's so wretched that they can't pray to themselves, to the God source within you, to the multiverse, to the Heavenly Father around you, asking others to do it for you, doing it with others, praying with them and stuff like that. There's no such thing as thinking you're unworthy or your problems aren't big enough. Because if you think about it, if there is no limit to the God source, there's no limit to the possibility. There's no limit to the Heavenly Father. There's no limit to the multiverse. There's no limit. Then who are you to say if a problem is too big or too small? How can you be the judge of that? What you do know is you're facing a challenge, you're struggling with something, hey Prava, Shukla, and you would like some assistance, you would like some clarity, you'd like some guidance. And I thought I was being so generous. If I said, oh, my problems aren't big enough, I shouldn't be bothering God, the multiverse, the Heavenly Father, anybody out there about my issues. I should save that space for someone else, someone who's more worthy, someone who has bigger problems, someone who's elevating humanity and our planet, something with a bigger cause. Who am I to bother the man upstairs, the woman upstairs? Who am I to bother the gods, the Heavenly Father, the multiverse? And that is thinking really small. That is thinking that there's actually a cap. You're thinking there's actually a capacity, there's a limit to the omnipotence and the power and the eternity of the God source and the Heavenly Father and the multiverse. Like, you actually think that you would actually take up bandwidth. Like, you actually think that you asking for help, you expressing your desire for clarity and assistance as limiting and taking up away from an energy source. Like, does that make sense? Like, it doesn't even make sense. It makes zero sense, actually. So think about it. So I subscribe to the fact that it's not finite, it's infinite, it's eternal. And the energy source of the God source, of the Heavenly Father, of the multiverse, of your higher intelligence, there is no cap. So with that said, if there is no cap, will you ask for help? Will you ask? You could be something like you tearing up two pieces of paper, a yes on one and no on one, right? And you close your eyes and you're putting the pieces of paper, swirling it around, and you're asking your highest self, you're asking the God source, you're asking the multiverse, you're asking the Heavenly Father to help you, guide you. What's the answer? Yes or no, right? That's a form of a prayer. That's asking for clarity and assistance. Maybe it's you sitting and closing your eyes and meditating and focusing on a challenge you're facing and asking for some clarity and some assistance. Maybe it's you just saying to yourself, you're saying, self, think about this. But what are some options here that you have? How can you go about this problem? What is the end result you'd like to see? And you think about your struggles and your challenges, what you're going through. Whether you pray to yourself, you pray to the multiverse, you pray to the God source, you pray to the Heavenly Father, you pray to Kuan Yin, your spiritual entity, sensei, master of your choice. You have the multiverse within you. You have the God source within you. We can call a flower a million different names, but it's all one and the same. What's within me, the spirit within me is the spirit within you, right? The spirit and the ether that exists all around us is the same thing that's in you and in me. How are you going to approach it? What are you going to call it? Does it matter if it's the essence that's in you and me around us? It's all the same, right? It's just you closing your eyes, plugging into the source, asking for clarity. And there is no shortage of energy. There's no shortage of time. There's no shortage of space. But what there is a shortage of is your action-taking ability. If you resist it, you don't take the action, you talk your way out of it, you don't put forth the effort, the intention, the time, the energy, the meditation, the reflection, then yeah, you're going to go about it a lot less effectively. So how are you going to do it? I just thought of that today, and I hope that message struck home with someone, and I hope it encourages you to open up. It's just simply a matter of you making a decision and go for it. That's it. I send you love, light, profound clarity, infinite possibility to create the life you desire to live, one that is aligned with your soul's expansion and growth. Always, 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 always. Here's you living a soul elevated life. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.